Hi, folks. If you want to regain your flexibility and relieve any joint pain, step one is ask yourself, do you believe that better blood circulation and quicker muscle activation and deeper brain to body connection will help you do that? If you believe that, then step two is just figuring out how to get those things. Well, this routine is how I get them. This is part of a longer class that I teach called the electric stretch, which jumpstarts your blood circulation, jumpstarts your muscle activation, and the mind body connection. The result is regain flexibility and relief from joint pain. So, back to step one, as you think through your body and whatever issues you might be having right now, whether it's a sore knee or a shoulder that doesn't want to move without pain or a tender low back, actually take a second and ask yourself, do you believe that blood flow and muscles working and mind body connection will help? If so, then let's get started right now. Stand up, toes and heels touching each other. Bring your hands under your chin, knuckles touching your chin. Breathe in by your nose as you bring your elbows up. Now, we're going to squeeze legs muscles. Start with your left leg. Don't move them, just squeeze the muscles and then release. Now the right leg. Contract and release. And then both legs. Contract and release. Pull your stomach in all the way and then release it. Now what about pulling your stomach up all the way and then release it? Now back and release. Take a little breath here. So we just kind of stay loose and comfortable, making these little feelings in the body. Pull your stomach in, take a huge inhale breath, and then exhale with squeeze your right arm and release. Left arm and release. And then both arms, contract the muscles and then release the muscles. Now head up, elbows forward and touch, palms together. Push your knuckles into your chin until you feel a little stretch in your throat. What do your legs muscles do, specifically your glutes, when you lean back into your heels? We're using these poses to kind of read the body. Take another breath here and just stay calm, figuring these things out about the body. Squeeze your right leg all the way, release it all the way. Left leg, squeeze, release, and just collect the feelings. Both legs, squeeze and release. Now, abdominals with the pelvic floor. Pull them all the way to your heart and then release them. All the way to your spine and release them. All the way to your heart. Hold your stomach in. Take a huge inhale. And as you exhale, squeeze your right arm and fingers and release them. Left arm and fingers. And what little feelings does that bring up in your shoulders? Both arms and fingers. And then change, arms down to the side. So we're using the poses and these contractions to find feelings, little stretch feelings in the body, filling the brain up with information about what's happening in the muscles. Feet together, arms over your head, palms together, reach up, and then come down to your right until you feel some little nice stretches in your left rib cage. Lean into your heels. Now take another breath here and figure out where you can stay calm doing this. Don't lean over so far that you start to fight gravity and get tired. If we get tired, this doesn't work. So figure out where you're not going to get tired, but you are going to feel your left ribs. And then squeeze your right leg all the way, release all the way. Left leg, squeeze and release. And just what does it feel like? Both legs, squeeze and release. Take another breath. Stay calm. Abdominals all the way to heart and release. All the way back and release abdominals. All the way to your heart. And what does that feel like in your lumbar? Pull your stomach in, hold it in this time. Big inhale. Contract your right arm and fingers and release. Left arm and fingers and release. Both arms and fingers and release. Come back up, stop in the middle. Collect the little feelings. Reach up and then down to your left. Push your hips to the right. Lean into your heels. Squeeze your right leg all the way. Release it all the way. Left leg. Release. Both legs. Release. Take a little breath. Stay calm. You're not leaning too far, right? You're not going to get tired doing this. This is not like a cardio endurance type exercise. Keep it where you're comfortable, feeling these feelings. Pull your abdominals up to heart, release. Back to spine, release. Up to heart, hold your stomach in. Huge inhale breath. And squeeze your right arm with your fingers. Can you go all the way through your armpit? Release those muscles. Left arm, release. Both arms, squeeze all the way, release all the way. What feelings does that give you? Come back up, stop in the middle. Drop your head back until you feel it in your throat. Reach your arms back, push your hips forward. Notice your legs, especially your glutes. What happens when you lean back into your heels here? Stay calm, take a breath. Now, squeeze your right glute, butt muscle, and then release it. Left, squeeze all the way, release all the way. Both legs, squeeze all the way, release all the way. Abdominals, pull them down to the floor, and then release them. Pull them up to your heart, release them. Stay calm. What does this feel like in your low back? Pull your stomach down to the floor, and then hold your stomach in. Big inhale. As you exhale, squeeze your right arm with fingers and release. Left arm and release. Both arms and release. Come back up. Pull your stomach all the way in and then reach forward. And take a little measurement here of what your forward reach looks like. And then bend your right knee forward and your left hip backward. Keep your stomach pulled in. And what can you feel in the back of your left leg? The hamstring, the hip, the glute. Stomach in the whole time. Switch your legs. Bend your left knee forward and your right hip backward. What can you feel in the back of your right leg? And then bend your right knee again. So you're bending both of your knees. Stomach in. Grab your legs from behind. Elbows behind your legs. And pull and stretch your head down until you feel your hamstrings and your shoulders all at once. Now stay calm. Take a little breath here. Figure out where you're not going to get tired doing this. And squeeze your right thigh. Release it. Left thigh. Release it. Both thighs. Release them. Little breath. Stay calm. Find some new feelings in your low back when you pull your stomach muscles up your spine and then release them. Forward to your heart and release them. Up to your spine. Now hold your stomach in and get your rib cage to expand so you feel some new feelings around your ribs. As you exhale, squeeze your right arm and fingers and then release. Left arm and fingers and release. Both arms. And what little feelings can you collect? Stomach in as you come back up. So we're using these poses and the contractions to find feelings. Right foot step to the right, 6 inches apart, feet parallel to each other. Grab your thighs and sit down until you feel your thighs muscles contract. Don't go so low that you're going to fight gravity and get tired. If we get tired, these feelings won't make it to the brain. So sit down just a bit and then stretch your hips back a lot until you feel where the little tightnesses are in your hips. Squeeze your right thigh to 100 and then release it to 0. Left thigh, squeeze, release. Both thighs, squeeze, release. You're not sitting so low that you're getting tired, right? Take a little breath here. So we stay comfortable finding these uncomfortable places. Pull your stomach all the way up to your heart and then release it. All the way back to your spine and then release it. All the way up to your heart. Now hold your stomach in. Reach your arms forward. Find where your shoulders muscles are tight. And then squeeze your right arm all the way. Release it. Left arm all the way. Release it. Both arms. Squeeze. Feel little places in your shoulders. And then release. Drop your hands. Stand up on your toes maximum. And sit down on the tops of your toes with your spine straight. Grab your thighs. And again, don't fight gravity. Don't go so low that you start that endurance instinct. Stay comfortable. Stretch your hips back. Where are the little places around your hips tight? And with your fingertips, feel the activity in your thighs, quadriceps. Squeeze your right thigh and then release it. left thigh. Activity in these muscles is going to help keep the knee joint safer. Squeeze both thighs and release it. Abdominals and pelvic floor. Up, 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 and release. Back, 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 back. What can you feel in your lumbar? Release your abdominals. Pull them all the way up again. Take a little breath. You're not getting tired, right? Stand taller before you get tired. Reach your arms forward from your pec all the way through your bicep and your fingers. Squeeze right arm and release. Left arm, release. Both arms, and then release the muscles. Drop your hands, come up a little bit on your toes. Bring your knees to touch. Sit down just a bit. Don't get tired. Stretch your hips back, really exaggerate until you feel little tightnesses. Squeeze your right thigh to 100. Release it to 0, left thigh. Release both thighs. Release. Now pelvic floor, all the way back. And release. Make a new feeling in your lumbar with your abdominals. Pull them all the way up. And then release. All the way back. Little breath. Stay comfortable. Reach your arms forward. Pull your stomach in. Huge inhale. And exhale. Squeeze your right arm. Do not get tired here. Stand taller before you get tired. Left arm. Both arms. And then change. Come back up. Drop your hands. If we get tired, we don't feel these little subtle feelings that we're looking for. So we're not trying to get better at enduring these poses. We're not trying to make better shapes. We're trying to use the pose to get better at feeling these little tightnesses in the body. So feet together, bring your right arm under your left arm. Pull your elbows in and down. Sit down just a bit. Right leg up and over, and then stretch your hips back until you feel it. Can you get a little stretch in your left side glute? Squeeze your right leg and then release it. Left leg, don't get tired. Stand taller before you get tired. Squeeze both legs and release. Pull your abdominals all the way back and release. All the way up and then release them. All the way back. Now, little breath to stay calm because you're not using this pose to go deep and get tired, right? Huge inhale. From your pec through your hands, squeeze your left arm muscles, release. Right arm muscles, release and feel. Both arms muscles and change. Come back up. Bring your left arm under your right arm. Pull your elbows in and down. Sit down a bit. Left leg up and over. Stretch your hips back. Find some stretch. Doesn't matter what this pose looks like compared to me or anybody else, even you yesterday. It matters that you find some feelings. Take a little breath. Stay calm, finding these uncomfortable places. Squeeze your right leg all the way. Release all the way. Left leg. Release. Both legs. Squeeze, release, and collect the feelings. Stomach to your spine. Release. Up to your heart. Release. Back to your spine. Hold your stomach in. Huge inhale so your rib cage expands. Exhale. Squeeze your right arm as hard as it goes. Release it all the way. Left arm. Release. What's in your shoulders? Both arms. Squeeze and release. Come back up. Now let's check. Remember the forward reach. Suck your stomach in. Reach forward. And now what feels like a good idea in the back of your body compared to what felt like a good idea at the beginning. Suck your stomach in as you come back up. Nice job, everybody. Use these poses. Find these places in your body. Get them blood flow. Get them muscle activity. Get them brain muscle connection. And watch yourself regain your flexibility and relieve any joint pain you have. Nice job.